Do not shoot. First round.
I made a name for myself. Can't lie, I'm doing well for my age. Two dogs at the praying on my downfall. Well, they just choosing the casket, now they souls in the grave. I'm a star right, gotta bark right. I induce pain, I am Luke Kane, mix a Bruce Wayne. I'm a dark knight, watch you stargaze. Got a hard bite, I'm a dog with a leash, better talk right. Bet I do this, not a new kid, been a student. You're a doofus, on the real, if you clueless. When I shoot shit, style too crisp, and I let it all hang out like a nudist. Oh, you wanna know who I am? Oh, you wanna know me? Well, I'm the man that you knew.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Today we are going to take a look at the CZ Scorpion EVO S3 S1. Yes, I had to cheat and read the side because I forgot. One of the many good pistol caliber carbines that are out on the market. And that leads me to the question of the day. What is your favorite pistol caliber carbine, subgun, whatever you want to call it? You have the Strybog, you have the Scorpion, you have the CMMG Banshee, the MPX, the MP5, the B&T. There's a lot of really good choices, and I want to know which one is your favorite and why. So when I'm recording this, it is very early on a Sunday morning, and I've only had 1 cup of Blackout coffee, so I'm kind of in slow motion here. Quick disclosure, yes, I do work in the firearms industry, but that will have no effect on this review in any way, shape, or form because these opinions are mine and mine only. Don't really have any connection to CZ besides meeting the vice president of sales a few times. Seems like a good dude. But I don't really have any connection to him or CZ. This particular Scorpion came from a local friend of mine. His name is Justin. He was nice enough to let me borrow this for several weeks so I could do the review. So thank you to Justin. I will put several affiliate links down in the video description. If you're looking to pick one of these up, do me a favor, check those affiliate links. Definitely helps me out, and hopefully I can find you guys a really good deal. Anyway, let's get into the Scorpion. The Scorpion has been out for 10-20 years. It has built up a very good reputation as a reliable weapon system. It's used by military and police departments all around the world. They have several different versions of these, and they've changed the versions of them over the years. They have rifle versions. They have pistol versions like this one here. They have the K, which is a really small version, which I am a very big fan of as well. And the one thing I really want to stress is there is a ton of aftermarket support for these pistols and these rifles. I mean, more than most. There are so many different things and different ways you can customize a Scorpion if you get one. It's overwhelming the amount of choices that are out there. So let's start at the back and work our way forward as well. This particular one has an SB tactical brace on there. If you don't like this brace, you can put a bunch of different ones. Again, the aftermarket support is solid. This particular one works great if you are going to, as the ATF says, occasionally shoulder it. It works great for that. It does not work great as an actual brace, like if you're going to strap it on your arm and use it as a brace. It's not sensational in that aspect, but everything else it works well. I'm sure you noticed, but it is collapsible, and the Scorpion can be shot with the brace open or the brace closed. Now the grip is something I am not a huge fan of. I do not like the texture. I do not like the grip angle. It can very easily be changed out, and that's probably one of the first things I would do if this was my Scorpion. I would like something with more of a neutral angle, yeah, and a better texture. The cool thing about the grip is adjustable. You can move it forward or back for different length of pull and different size hands. You can slide it back and forth, and that's really cool if someone has really big hands or really small hands or whatever. Next up, let's talk about the trigger. Now, Scorpion triggers are not great. There's no way of sugarcoating it. They're like combat triggers, kind of like a lot of FN triggers. They're fine. You're not going to be shooting out 200-300 yards with a Scorpion more than likely. So the trigger it comes with is fine, but I am a trigger snob. I'll be the first to admit it. And it's not a wonderful trigger by any means. This particular one has been upgraded to an HB Industries or HBI Industries. I apologize, I forgot what they're called. Either way, it doesn't make it a phenomenal trigger, but it makes it significantly better. You have just a little bit of take up. You come to a solid wall. The wall's kind of long, but you know, it breaks pretty clean. And then the reset is also a little long, but the reset is super tactile and super audible. Because this trigger is so heavy, that reset really, the trigger pops back out so you can get on it and get ready for your next shot. Now, one of the best things about the Scorpion is going to be the magazines. Not only have the magazines become very, very reliable, they are also very, very affordable. And a lot of the competition that the Scorpion has, like the MCX, the magazines are absolutely ridiculously expensive, and these are super, super affordable. They do make some 10-round magazines for you people who do not live in free states. This is a 20-round magazine that has a window. This is a 30-round magazine that's like a smoked kind of half clear that I think looks pretty good. Magpul also makes a 35-round magazine. They make a 50-round drum. ETS makes magazines for them. I mean, again, the aftermarket support for the Scorpion is fantastic. The magazine release, definitely not an AR-15 style magazine release. It's right in the front of the trigger guard. Like everything, if you don't like it, you can upgrade it and change it. You know, there's ones that have little tabs like AKs if you prefer to have a little tab there. The magazine works fine. Magazine release works fine. I don't really have a problem with it. The only thing I'll say is the magazines don't always drop freely. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. So if you're going to run this weapon system, I would get used to, well, one, don't let the gun go dry, but if the gun does go dry, go ahead and rip that magazine, the empty magazine, get your fresh magazine, drop that in there, drop the bolt release and the bolt forward, and then you can go back to work. Now, speaking of the bolt release, bolt, hold, open, charging handle, there's a lot going on here. Let me break it down as easy as I can for you. It does not only does it have a bolt hold open to lock it, it's a bolt release as well, but it's only on the left side of the gun. So you lefties are going to have to either use the charging handle or figure out a unique way of working this. I don't know if anybody makes a ambi one. I've never seen it, never looked. But you do have a bolt hold open, bolt release, somewhat similar to an AR-15 as far as the location. Now the charging handle here, I love. It is not reciprocating, which is great. This gun does have a last round bolt hold open, which is also great. When your magazine goes dry, the bolt will lock to the rear. This charging handle is reversible, swappable to the other side. So if you're a lefty, or for some reason if you want to come under like an AK, you can do that as well. But I think my favorite part of the charging handle is the HK slap. So throughout the video, I'm sure you saw me playing with this safety because I like to fidget with safeties and dust covers and knives, and I just can't help it. The safety is something that a lot of people complain about on the Scorpion, and I think that's definitely earned. If you're right-handed and the factory safety digs into your hand and chews up your hand really, really bad, a lot of people will eliminate that safety on this side of the gun so it's not in the way. This particular one is from HB Industries, and it allows you to manipulate the safety with your trigger finger if you want to, or your thumb. So that's something that I would definitely upgrade if this was my gun as well. I don't know if I would do the HB Industries here or if I would just eliminate it on the other side. But even with gloves on, that factory safety really, really chews up your hand, and that's something that a lot of people get rid of. The upper and the lower are both made from polymer, which is fine with me. It's a very durable polymer, no issues there. It has a decent magwell for your magazine insertions. It's decent. It has several sling points here if you want to run a sling, and you absolutely should run a sling. The Picatinny rail up top, it is a plastic rail, but seems good, no problem. I haven't really heard anyone having point of impact shifts with their optics or anything. I did not run an optic on this during the review because I have shot a ton of Scorpions with and without optics, and the CZ factory sights, metal sights, are actually really, really nice. They're adjustable. There's several different apertures on the back here depending how far you're shooting or close, and I like them so much I didn't really see a need to run an optic. So the handguard on the Scorpion has Picatinny rail at 3, 6, and 9 o'clock for you to add some lights, lasers, or doohickeys. It is a bit of a cheese grater or DNA collector. It's kind of a little on the rough side. That's why a lot of people either swap out the handguard or put some covers over these Picatinny rails if you're not using them for anything, because it's a little on the rough side. It does come with this hand stop at the end, which is good because you don't want to be playing around near the end of the muzzle with the gun that you're firing. Now the barrel on these Scorpions are very, very high quality. I don't think CZ makes a bad barrel. It is cold hammer forged, so it should last a very, very long time, especially only shooting 9mm. It is 7 3/4 inches. It does have a very, very effective, flash hider on the end here. If you don't like it or you want to run it suppressed, whatever, you can easily unscrew it, and then the threads underneath are either 18x1 or 1/2x28. So there's a lot of different adapters and suppressors you can run, which I can't have suppressors again, and I need to move. I also need a water break. Taking a look at the dimensions, the weight, and the MSRP, I want to call out two things. Only 5 pounds. It is a fairly light pistol, so you could definitely consider this for a backpack gun if you are into that. That MSRP is just the suggested price. You can definitely find these for significantly less than that. I don't like quoting prices here in 2021 because the prices are just all over the place. Without a brace, you can find these for $800-900 in that area, but again, don't quote me on it. 2021 is just, in 2020 is just silly for quoting prices on firearms. Let's talk about the shooting and the gas system and the testing that I did. These guns are direct blowback systems, so when you shoot, it uses that pressure from the round to send the bolt to the rear, eject the round, load the next one in. That's how it operates. There's no delay like a CMMG Banshee or an MP5. So the recoil is not bad. Don't get me wrong, it's not bad at all. It's 9mm, but you definitely feel more of this than you do with those other two pistols, rifles that I just mentioned. It's very similar, in my opinion, to a standard AR-15, like a 5.56 round from an AR-15. It kind of is in that range. So again, it's not bad, but you definitely feel it more than some of the higher end offerings in this category, like the Banshee. So going to the range, I only shot 200 rounds through this particular Scorpion. And let me tell you why, because I know that's not a lot of rounds. One, I have shot Scorpions a whole bunch, and I think I have a pretty good opinion. I probably could have done this review without shooting any rounds through this, because I have shot them quite a bit. The Scorpions have been out for well over a decade, and they have a very, very good reputation. Some people may complain about some of the features on here, but most people wouldn't complain about the reliability of these rifles. Third, of course, ammo is absolutely ridiculously expensive, and 200 rounds is all I could afford to shoot, even though it was fun and I wanted to shoot a lot more. I shot it with the brace closed as an actual pistol. I shot it with the brace open, and using the brace as an actual brace, I rested it on my chin and shot it with the brace against my chin, and then I occasionally shouldered the brace as ATF allows. Of course, my range, as you guys know, is covered with steel, so I shot a ton of steel at all the different pits at my range. I did some shooting behind barricades. I did some shooting behind the different barrels like I always do. I definitely practice a lot with reloads. Again, the magazine doesn't always drop free, so you may need to strip that magazine before you reload. So that's not a manual of arms I'm used to, so that's something I practice quite a bit. For some reason, I climbed on top of the Connex at my range. I don't know why. I saw it, I wanted to. Hopefully no one from my range watches this, because I don't want to get kicked out of my range. I also did some running and gunning, of course, because that's always fun, and it's a good low round drill I can do and work on my cardio and my fitness at the same time. So based on all of the shooting I did and my knowledge on the Scorpion, my 3 favorite things are going to be: 1, the reliability. This gun has proven itself to be a very, very reliable platform. 2 is going to be the value. Compared to some of the more expensive offerings like the MPX and the MP5, there is a ton of value here, and you get a ton of features and a really, really good gun, especially for that sub 1,000 price. Third is going to be the magazines. Not only are they very affordable, they're also very, very reliable. Your weapon is only as good as your magazine. Like the Strybog A3 had some problems with the magazines when they first came out, and it kind of gave that gun a bad reputation. The Scorpion magazines now, they are good, they are affordable, and really, really helps make it a more reliable system. As far as the 3 things I don't like about this gun, the trigger is very, very heavy. The factory trigger is not great. Combat effective, easily get hits out to 100 yards with it, no sweat, but it's not great. And if you are a trigger snob like me, you may want to upgrade it. The safety, if you're a right-hander, that safety definitely eats up the inside of your hand really, really bad. And there's pictures and videos of people shooting this for a day and literally breaking the skin and bleeding on the gun because that's how bad that safety is. So either eliminating your weak side safety or getting an accessory like this from HB Industries is probably a really, really good idea. Third is the grip. Again, very easily swapped out, but the grip angle and the texture, I am personally not a fan of. If you like it, cool, but I am not a huge fan of it. As far as uses, this would make a very, very good home defense rifle, assuming you don't live on like a ranch and you need to shoot out hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of yards. Great self-defense gun. Could be very, very good for competitions, especially if you get the rifle version of this. Would make a great truck gun, a great backpack gun because it folds up so small. Definitely a good range toy. If you guys have never shot any pistol caliber carbine, they are all a blast. They are all a lot of fun to shoot, especially if you can set up a bunch of steel and go to town. They're just, man, they're a lot of fun. Before you guys go, let me quickly thank my friend Justin, local buddy of mine here. He let me borrow his Scorpion for several weeks so I could play around with it and show you guys. And that is always greatly, greatly appreciated. Let me also thank you guys for watching because that is greatly, greatly appreciated as well. If you're looking to support the channel, the best way to do so is on Patreon. If you are not willing and able to support me on Patreon, that is no big deal. Just keep the likes and the comments coming because they truly help me out. Now, if you want to know what videos I am coming out with next, please consider subscribing to the channel and enabling the bell notifications. If you do that and you think I deserve it, hopefully YouTube will notify you when I come out with a new video. If you're wondering what videos I am working on right now in real time, you can also follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Parler, and MeWe. The links to all of them are down in the video description. Forgot to mention it in the beginning of the video, but I have 4 really awesome companies who support me with affiliate links. Blackout Coffee for all of your tea, coffee, and hot chocolate needs. Dangerous but Good for all of your Christian and pro-gun apparel. Prime Armor if you need any body armor or plate carrier. And yes, every civilian should own at least one set of body armor. Last but certainly not least is USCCA for concealed carry, self-defense training, and self-defense insurance. One more time, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. Peace. Do not shoot.